The following program contains coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Ladies and gentlemen, this story has a lot of layers. There's a lot to unpack with this story, and it's just flat out ridiculous. And I will say this, man, I hate to see some of the bad things that are going on with kids. I think that if you see something, you should say something. Tell on as many of these people as you can. If you suspect something, I'd rather you tell on them and be wrong rather than not say something and we end up losing our precious babies. Because to be honest with you, with us not having nuclear families, not nuclear families, mother and father in the household, I believe, in my humble opinion, that we are not setting our children up for success, right? I think it takes two to tango, takes two to make a baby. Why doesn't it take two to raise that child in one household in order to make this child grow up and become something great? But this story is really sad. Y'all stand by, because I'm pretty sure y'all might get mad about some of my opinions, because I definitely got opinions. So let's get into this. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. Now, I'm getting this story from one of my favorite news sources, which is lawandcrime.com. So thank you so much for the article. I asked y'all where y'all are watching from because Texas is taking yet another L. My state, this breaks my heart for so many reasons. A mother in Texas is facing felony charges for keeping her 7-year-old daughter locked away in a dark closet with no access to food or a bathroom because this baby has bladder issues and was always getting into stuff, according to the child's sibling and police. Virginia Gonzalez, let me get that fool back up on my screen, and I'm going to tell y'all, she looks like she smells bad. She looks like a bunch of botched surgeries. Like she just don't look like a good person at all. She's 33 years old. Like she looked like she's lived a hard knock life. I would have gave her maybe about 50, but allegedly she's 33. Her name is Virginia Gonzalez, and she is charged with causing serious bodily injury to a child after her daughter was found soiled and severely malnourished and weighing only 29 pounds. So let's back that up like a U-Haul truck. Jay, did you say what? Did you say what? Yes, I did say that. A 7-year-old that weighed how much? I'm not sure how much a 7-year-old should weigh, but I'm pretty damn sure that they should weigh more than 29 pounds. Considering the fact that newborn babies, when they're first born, maybe y'all can correct me, how much should a 7-year-old weigh? Roughly. A healthy 7-year-old should weigh what, roughly? A newborn baby, maybe between 5-6 pounds, maybe a big one up to about 10 pounds. So you mean to tell me that she barely weighed more than maybe one big newborn baby? A couple of newborn babies? That's a lot of starving going on. 29 pounds after spending several weeks inside of this locked up dark closet, according to court documents, and that's obtained by ABC affiliate KVUE. Somebody in the chat said DJ has opened our eyes to so much stuff we never knew. I'm glad I'm glad he does this podcast. Lori, if you're listening, thank you very much. Sometimes y'all say so many kind things, man. It really means a lot to me that my voice actually does matter, which is why I wanted to dedicate my time. When I get an opportunity, I really want to make sure. I said, I don't care about celebrity news. I said, as long as babies are going through stuff like this, I'm going to lend my voice to speak on this, because I'm not a newscaster. I don't speak the best. I'm not an orator or a dictator or anything like that. All I am is just a concerned father. I have kids. I have 2 kids that are about to be grown here in less than a few months. And then I have an adopted daughter that's 7 years old, about to celebrate her 8th birthday here in 2 weeks. I love my kids, and it's just sad from a father's perspective. I know we got a lot of mothers in the chat, and I just can't imagine. If me as a father, I couldn't imagine even thinking about treating my kids like this. And we just had Mother's Day. I want y'all to think about this, because I think being a mother, being a parent is the most important thing ever. It is a gift from the man above. If you are even able to produce children, it is an amazing gift to the world, to your lineage, to be able to produce children. And not everybody is able to do that, right? So for those who are able to do that, for them to abuse this great, wonderful gift and these great, wonderful babies like this is just beyond, it's just beyond sick. Like, this is not a mental issue. This is a choice that these people are making, and I think it just needs to be punished. You're talking about going on Mother's Day, in lieu of Mother's Day, and to think that there is some mother out there that is treating her kids like shit because she chose not only to have one kid, but two kids by choice. Nobody forced this whore to have kids. Why would anybody feel sympathy for these bitches is beyond me. People will come to my comment section, and guess what's the most common thing people will say about people that they don't even know? Two things they'll say. Jay, you don't know what she was going through. And Jay, maybe she had a mental illness. She was suffering from mental illness. So in my opinion, if a person suffering from mental illness will hurt babies, they 100% need to be in prison. Is my stance clear on that? I think it is. I don't see any gray line when it comes to this one side or the other. I don't see any gray area when it comes to this. If mental illness is a real thing and people want to be a stickler for that and tell me it is a real thing, then fine. If it will cause you to hurt, harm, murder, or abuse kids, then your ass needs to never be in society ever again, because you will harm the most vulnerable. Kids who cannot speak for themselves nor defend themselves against the tyranny of their caretakers or their damn mothers. That's a pretty clear stance. Now, the girl was reportedly found by her grandmother at the mother's residence in Austin. Gonzalez allegedly ordered the girl's 6 siblings to keep her locked inside of the small space, which is approximately 3 feet by 1 foot by 10 inches. And I'm going to tell y'all, to be real, I totally missed that detail. Let me read that sentence again. Gonzalez, this woman, ordered the girl's 6 siblings to keep her locked in the small space, which is approximately 3 feet by 1 foot by 10 inches. How many of y'all caught what I just said? Did anybody catch that? Where does she get 6 siblings from? So you mean to tell me that outside of, and we haven't even got to the other child yet. There are 2 children in trouble. So you're telling me this is what, 8 kids? 7 or 8? 6 siblings. 7 plus another. I'm not going to even lie to y'all. This totally is confusing. But nonetheless, that's what it says. We'll keep going. These children ages range from anywhere from 2 years old to 14 years old. So if this woman is 33, then that means she started having a baby factory. That would have to mean that this woman started having kids by 18 or 19? 14 years old from 33, that put her at getting pregnant at least by 18. If they're her kids, we don't know that just yet. But they're saying siblings So maybe some man that she was in a relationship with brought other kids there. Maybe they all were hers. I don't know. I don't know. Their ages range between 2 years old to 14 years old, told their grandmother that the girl was being punished by Gonzalez for getting into stuff, quote unquote, and eating things when she was not supposed to. So eating is a crime in the house that you grow up in. The victim's brother, who was 10 years old, said the girl was allegedly only allowed to eat one corn dog a day and given a half a cup of water to drink. Does it look like this woman, you can't really get a full body picture of her. She don't look small. Does it look like she's ever missed a meal? I can almost guarantee you, she brought below this picture right here, I can almost guarantee you she's probably got at least a couple of stomachs. I'm sure this heifer ain't missing no meals with that many damn kids. Even if she only had 3 or 4 kids, she's probably a good sized person. They said that she defecated and urinated inside the closet. The police, Austin police, have placed the children in protective custody and are now looking for another girl by the name of Ava from Gonzalez's family who has been missing since 2017, that's an age progressed photo right there. That's this baby. This is the one that's been missing since 2017. Wouldn't put it past if this woman can starve and misuse a child, that maybe she probably did something to this baby as well. She was 9 years old when she disappeared, according to a press release. Good Lord. Is it 9? It says 9 years old. That's what it says. So I don't know. Police say that the closet victim suffered permanent brain damage and prolonged starvation as a result of the imprisonment, which was discovered on April 3rd. The closet where the girl allegedly was being held was barricaded. Authorities have asked anybody with information related to the missing sibling, Ava, which is this baby right here, to contact the Austin Police Department if you see a child that even looks like this. And I want y'all to remember that this is an age-progressed photo. That's a guesstimate. That is a guess as to what that baby looks like, okay? So let me give you guys the fair usage, and then I'll kind of give y'all some more about my opinion. So here we go.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
And yes, just to clarify, the child that they just recently found and the child that's still missing are 2 different children, 2 completely different children. So keep that in mind. Y'all do me a favor and please hit that thumbs up. We want to have 1 thumb up for everybody watching. Y'all share this if you can. Let's try to get these stories back going here on the AFC podcast. All right, let's go.
Police say the 9-year-old was never reported missing by her mother, who gave conflicting information to family members. APD says there are no school enrollment records for any of her children. Here's a photo of Ava Marie Gonzalez in 2017, and here's an age-progressed photo of what she might look like today. Her mother, 33-year-old Virginia Gonzalez, is charged with injuring a child, Ava's 7-year-old sister. According to the affidavit, on April 3rd, the victim's grandmother found the girl malnourished, soiled, and barricaded in a bedroom closet. 6 other children in the home on Ross Road appeared to be fine. But investigators realized an 8th child was missing.
Austin Police Department's missing person detectives are seriously concerned about Ava's welfare, given the circumstances in which Ava's 7-year-old sibling was found.
The affidavit says the victim only had 1 corn dog and a half cup of water a day. She was in the closet for weeks. The oldest children were ordered to put the victim in the closet because she had issues controlling her bladder and was trying to eat things she wasn't supposed to. When she was found and taken to the hospital, she only weighed 29 pounds. Virginia was arrested after a 2-week U.S. Marshals investigation. But the question remains, where is Ava, and why didn't anyone notice she was gone? Michelle Locke is a family law attorney unaffiliated with the case.
How does every checkpoint we have, every system we have in place, let this happen? And that was the shock. And then another part of it to me was, while I hope this child is alive, I think we are likely looking for a body, unfortunately.
She says for community members, speak up if you think something's suspicious.
There was most likely people that came into contact with these children that thought something was wrong and didn't report anything. I would err on the side of reporting, because you never know if you're going to save someone's life.
If you have any information, please come forward. We are not trying to get anyone in trouble. We're trying to ensure everyone's safety.
And CPS says their cases are confidential, so they can't share if they've been to the home before. The 7 children are now placed in foster care.
In your KVUE Crime Files this morning, a search for a missing girl in Austin. Later on this morning, in a couple of hours, Austin police are expected to give us more details about a little girl who hasn't been seen since December of 2017.
Austin police arrested her mother, Virginia Gonzalez, last month in Del Valle. She's accused of keeping her other 7-year-old daughter inside a closet for weeks.
KVUE's Brianna Perez joins us live in the newsroom. So, Brianna, what do we know so far about this case right now? Good morning.
Yeah, Yvonne, Brian, Austin police say the young girl, Ava Marie Gonzalez, was last seen by her family when she was just 2 years old while in custody of her mother. This morning, we are learning new details about her mother's arrest, but I do want to warn you, some of these details can be disturbing. Police arrested 33-year-old Virginia Gonzalez after investigators say the child's grandmother found a 7-year-old girl barricaded in a bedroom closet last month. Court documents say the child was soiled, weighed just 29 pounds, and was severely malnourished. Medical professionals say the girl suffered permanent brain damage from prolonged starvation. Jessica Huynh, an attorney who worked in the child abuse unit at the Travis County District Attorney's Office, weighed in on this case.
When I hear something like brain damage or permanent brain damage and abuse or neglect of that variety, that is very rare. But you throw in there the fact that this individual may have been under suspicion in 2017, that takes it to a completely different level.
Huynh says so far it sounds like there was a massive failure on multiple ends from potentially Child Protective Services and investigators. The girl and her 6 siblings between the ages of 2 and 14 years old are now in custody, in protective custody rather, while Gonzalez remains in jail.
Good morning. I'm Detective Russell, R-U-S-S-E-L-L, Constable, C-O-N-S-T-A-B-L-E, with the Austin Police Department's Child Abuse Unit. Today we're asking for the community for help. The Austin Police Department is asking the community for help to find Ava Marie Gonzalez, a missing 9-year-old girl. Ava is a Hispanic little girl with straight brown hair and brown eyes. Ava has not been seen in over 6 years, so her height and weight are currently unknown. On April 3rd, 2025, Austin Police Department responded to a 911 call for a 7-year-old child that was found locked in a closet and starving. The 7-year-old was immediately taken to a local hospital for medical treatment and is currently recovering. There were 6 other children found in the home that appeared physically healthy. During the investigation, police discovered that there was an 8th child who was not found inside the home. The missing 9-year-old child was identified as Ava Marie Gonzalez. Missing persons detectives determined that Ava was last seen in December 2017 when she was 2 years old and in the custody of her mother, Virginia Marie Gonzalez. Virginia Gonzalez was arrested on April 24th, 2025 for injury to a child, serious bodily injury, for the injuries sustained by her 7-year-old child.
And I do have to agree with you in the chat. Margarita is asking where the children or children's fathers or father while all of this was going on. I mean, that's a lot of kids. There had to have been some penis nearby, because it seemed like this woman got pregnant like every time she turned around. So it had to have been some man there around. You'd have to think at some point. It's like somebody else had to have known something was going on. So that's a great question.
Austin Police Department's missing person detectives are seriously concerned about Ava's welfare, given the circumstances in which Ava's 7-year-old sibling was found. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has developed an age-progressed photo of Ava to help anyone provide information regarding Ava's whereabouts. This has been an emotionally difficult case for multiple agencies that were involved. The Austin Police Department, Child Protective Services, medical staff, interviewers, counselors, families, and community members.
We're learning new details tonight in a case against a mother accused of locking her 7-year-old daughter in a closet for weeks. Austin police say Virginia Gonzalez has another daughter who has been missing since 2017. KVUE's Isabella Vasco is live at Austin Police Headquarters with the new information.
Okay, wait. Now that just made me think of something else. So if it's a known fact that this other child had been missing since 2017, how on God's green earth does she continue to get to keep being a parent when you have an entire human being that is missing and you can't account for them and you can't even give up a clear explanation as to where that kid is? How do you continue to keep being a parent? And then we're shocked that you found that other children were abused. At least one other child was being abused. She's only just missing one child, so I guess it's okay. We'll just let that slide. 2017, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 8 years. Missing for 8 years. How? How is that even possible for your child to be missing for 8 years and you get to keep your kids anyway? Makes no sense. That is not merely an oversight. That sounds like somebody been knew that this was the case and they just ignored it, which is crazy to think, the fact that a whole human is missing and y'all didn't just put the brakes on everything. She should have been under investigation, should have been arrested, should have had all her kids taken away from her. Arrest the man, the father or baby daddy, whatever it is that's around, should have arrested him too. 8 years, come on now. That sounds like nobody even cared.
Information investigators shared tonight. Isabella?
Well, Darrenisha, an attorney who looked at the details of this case, says this is a difficult one to swallow. Now, I do want to warn everyone that the details of this are disturbing. Now, police arrested 33-year-old Virginia Gonzalez after investigators say the child's grandmother found the 7-year-old girl barricaded in a bedroom closet last month. Court documents alleging that the child was soiled, weighed just 29 pounds, and was severely malnourished. Now, the child's siblings allegedly told their grandmother Gonzalez ordered them to lock the daughter in the closet because she had issues controlling her bladder and was, quote, always getting into stuff. Now, according to Austin police, Gonzalez has another daughter who is missing, Ava Marie Gonzalez, who was last seen in December 2017 when she was 2 years old. Now, Jessica Wynn is an attorney who worked in the child abuse unit at the Travis County District Attorney's Office.
From what I have so far, it sounds like there was a massive failure on multiple ends, potentially CPS, potentially the investigation from 2017, but also assisting this mother while under some sort of scrutiny in 2017 to now. It could definitely be something where a person is charged with a first degree and could face 5 to 99 years or life.
Now, Gonzalez's 7 other children are between the ages of 2 and 14 years old, and they are now in protective custody while Gonzalez is in jail. Now, Austin police plan to provide another update at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning at the station behind me. And of course, we will have those updates for you on KVUE News and on KVUE Plus.
You know, that's very, very strange that if this was a known thing and they just let that slide by all of this time. So let me say this, man. Because y'all know I'm always blaming it on the problem, and I still believe this, that the problems always start and stop with the biological mother and biological father. It is their responsibility to keep tabs on their kids, to know where they are, and to be responsible with how they produce them. With this situation, this is going to be one of those rare situations where I say, what the fuck is CPS doing? For 8 years that y'all like you probably had people retire, quit, get hired, fired within that time frame. It shouldn't have taken 8 years. It shouldn't have taken 8 months. It shouldn't have taken 8 weeks. It shouldn't even have taken 8 days to take this broad's kids away from her. How do you lose a whole damn kid and nobody has an explanation behind that? To me, that part is a huge failure on CPS. You can't fire everybody, but damn, man, like people got to be reprimanded. I mean, and that's really at the end of the day, all you can do is sue. But who does the money even go to when you sue? It never goes to the right people. It never actually fixes anything. It hurts the CPS budget to be able to pay people to do their damn job, but they're not doing their job. That's the problem. I'm going to tell y'all this. I find it highly improbable that the biological father or boyfriends or whatever she had hanging around her, whatever dick she had hanging around her, I find it highly improbable that they didn't know anything. They didn't see anything, didn't say anything. I just find it unbelievable that person is also not facing criminal charges as well. But if you ask me, this person should have never been a mother, should have never been a parent, and all of these kids were created by her own volition, by her own will. She is not a victim. She is not a victim, and I don't care about whatever mental illness she has. Everything that she did was a choice, including losing her kid, having all the rest of these kids, and then abusing a kid damn near to death that you clearly hated. But I hope they give her a life sentence in prison. If we get more information, I would love to give you guys more of an update, more details, why they didn't say that all of these kids were biologically hers, were the biological fathers, more things that I want questions to. So we will, like, she shouldn't even have reproductive organs anymore. Like, that ought to be it. You ought to be able to just have like some detachable ovaries and just snatch them bitches up out her back. Just, that's enough. Take them and just throw them away, burn them up. She should never be able to have, not only have access to these kids, but should never be able to get out of prison to be able to produce any more kids. All right. But we'll give you guys an update. Pray for this baby. Hope that they can find this kid, and pray for the recovery of the other kid, and pray for the other six whole human beings that are going to need a whole lot of support. Thank you guys for listening to the story. Thank you.